Are you ready for the Low Blows Network? It's the show where you control what's on the agenda. Ask us anything and we're bound to answer. Starring Rick Nash, Corporate King, and the Queen of Irish Wrestling, Katie Harvey. It's Ask Low Blows.
So we're doing the thing like we put the flagship on hiatus for this 6 weeks because look, who cares about wrestling? Game of Thrones back. Simple as. But at the same time, we are still wrestling fans, so we are still going to do, I'd say wrestling show, but the show is basically whatever you want it to be. So if you want us to talk about Game of Thrones or Avengers, or give us live advice, or talk about wrestling, it's basically whatever you say it is. But as we get kicked off here, on another edition of Ask Low Blows, Rick Nash, joined as always by Katie Harvey and Corporate Keen. Guys, how are you going to enjoy not having to review wrestling, so just being able to watch it a la carte, or are you going to watch it at all for the hiatus with Low Blows? How are you going to kind of spend the break where you don't have to watch it?
Like, I'm still going to watch it, but I always find, like, there's so much going on comes to Mania that just you're a bit mentally drained. Like, and even the Mania, or the Raw after Mania, like, I wasn't really invested in it. Like, I needed a mental break because I watched just so much. Even on the Irish scene, there's been so much to go to and watch, and we're in a little bit of a lull, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because I feel like I'm having a chance to reset a bit. Yeah,
you need to remember why you and like this is why the break came at such a perfect time with Game of Thrones back, because it's like something we could just focus on that's not wrestling. Like, it's the best thing ever. Keen, how are you spending this break?
It has its ups and downs because, for example, when I was watching MLW Battle Riot, I didn't have too much to say about it, and I was kind of like, oh fuck, wait, what's good about this? What's shit about this? I was like, oh, it doesn't matter because I don't talk about it. But then on the flip side, kind of want to top it Superstar Shake Up, and then like I was at the Fight Factory show this fucking weekend. I swear to God, More Than Hype or Legit Hype versus fucking Mid-Card Mafia, I swear to God, was one of my favourite matches this year.
Okay, well, we can't. This is the show. We can talk about whatever we want. So go.
Good.
Get into it.
I don't. Just unknown. Unknown is just an absolute fucking.
Okay, he's gonna say things. I'll give it context.
Okay.
Then, okay. So, Dom Tuck was introducing the newest card of the newest member of Mid-Card Mafia, which was unknown, which was a masked wrestler who was unknown. Was very good. Bet Dom Tuck up at the end to the point where Dom Tuck just couldn't even walk anymore. Yeah. We then fast forward to More Than Hype versus the rest of the Mid-Card Mafia. LJ Cleary asked me, could they make it a hardcore match? I said, why not? So they made it a hardcore match, and it was just a brawl that went around the entire gym. But it wasn't like, I don't know, there was a lot of like exercise balls being slammed in people's faces. There was a lot of foam rollers bashing people's heads in. There was... Darren Kearney sustained a horrific cornflake injury where he had a gashed out his thigh from cornflakes.
Legit?
Yeah.
ECW. It was ECW, as they were saying. Like.
It was chaos, and then Unknown came in at the end again and like Brilliant. Just kind of got his comeuppance on Dom Tuck again.
He's a luchador that comes out to Hall of Fame by the script. How fucking cool is that, like? Absolute hero. I swear he's one of my favourite wrestlers now. I'm wrestling, like.
I love it. It was like, check it out. It's on the Fight Factory Facebook page. It's like,
that one we streamed live, yeah.
It's all up there. Check it out, yeah.
Yeah, it's on Facebook.
Oh, no way.
You can rewatch that match.
Oh my fucking God, that is deadly.
Somebody's already gift Devin West getting punched in the face.
Oh yeah, I saw that, yeah. Rob interfered, but it was hardcore rules, so, you know,
it's fine. It's fine. I would let him anyway, to be fair.
Rob gets an all access pass, because whenever he interferes, it's never not hilarious. Like, so, even if he gets random Twitter hate for it, by the way, boo that man who started trolling Rob.
But, oh yeah, that was awful. What a dick.
Yeah.
Like Rob's sound, like, he handled it so fucking well.
It's just
like,
jealousy as well. It's just pure jealousy. Like, it's just, I want to be involved.
Like, and like, he's a great sport. That's why he gets involved, you know, just, and there's other fans who are great sports to get involved. Like, that's just being a dick and trying to ruin someone's moment.
Linus is someone, like, for example, like, people, if they need a spot, they'll always know Linus is good for a laugh. Like, and it's like this.
Linus was brought into ref at one point.
Yeah.
Remember, like,
it's not just a case. It's not a case of that.
I mean, like, I was like, Pete Dunne used me as a weapon one time, and I'm 5'8" at least, and jacked. So like, there's no way You know what I mean? For me, I just don't. Yeah, no.
A guy who used to come to our parties and was obsessed with a title belt once got used in the stadium show, and he's a fucking idiot. So like, it's equal opportunity, is what I'm saying.
But the best part of the show for me, so Club Rock Shandy, Clong was otherwise engaged, so Martin Steers needed a new partner.
Yes!
And he came under the influence of Dark Debbie. So we saw the emergence of Dark Martin, which was basically him just wearing Debbie's gear and her lipstick. And I don't know why I find it so funny when people have beards and lipstick at the same time. I just find it gas. But yeah, they're my new favourite tag team.
Also, can I just say as well, since we're talking about the show, fuck it, Owen Richards had me in fucking tears, man. He had me in actual, like, that was, good. I swear to God, I didn't realise.
For anyone who wasn't there, what was the...
Oh, so he's a master of East Wall, right? He is, as far as he's concerned, he's like the hometown hero and he's everyone's favourite wrestler.
Right.
Even though the show is in North Strand, but the point is, he's a master of East Wall. He got one lad to like carry a fucking sign that said like, what to say, Master of East Wall?
Master of East Wall.
And like, oh, he was, I can't even. You can't have to watch it. Do you know what I mean? It's really good. I loved it.
It was fantastic. Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I was saying this to you, UK, because I couldn't make it with work and whatnot, but yeah, I was delighted. Fight Factory Instagram as well. Like, they put up clips and stuff like that. Let you follow along as you went along.
Yeah,
so.
shout out to Owen Mason. He did a great job that day covering all. He did the Facebook Live, the Insta, all the rest of it. Like,
but it was great as well. It was like, it just made me want to be there. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it wasn't like, oh, I'll just watch this. It's like, oh, I'm missing out so much. I was really getting FOMO watching it, but it was great to be able to follow. I'm glad the Project Next Gen going from strength to strength. So congratulations on that. I know it's your baby, Katie. So well done. Guys, we're going to get on to your questions anyway. Ask us literally anything. You control the show. If you want to be about wrestling, it can be about wrestling. We got some random questions in, though. We're going to get kickstarted with them. Declan Byrne 31 got on and asked if you could star in any TV show or movie, what movie or TV show would you like to be in?
I'll tell you what I wouldn't want to be in, right? Because this is clearly not what you asked, but fuck it popped into my head, right? You know, people are like, oh, I'd hate to be on I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here, the anxiety and all the bugs. I'd hate to be on Come Dine With Me. Like, for the social element of it scares the shit out of me. I was watching it the other night, and it gave me proper anxiety. I was like, oh, fuck. And then imagine they came to my house not to cook, and I'm like, bon appetit. And they're like, this is just Pringles in a bowl with Coke poured over it. Like, what's this? I have to deal with that. It'd be really awkward. Actually, I bought myself some time by saying that. Any game show...
Nicely done, professional.
Any game show with... where it's like there's big money on the line, I suppose, would be the TV show I'd want to be in. Preferably something I could win, so not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or The Chase.
What's the show where it's just the slots? Do you know that one?
Yes, that one. That's the one I'd pick.
Tipping Point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pure luck, like. Pure luck.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
There you go. That's the one you want to be. Movie or TV show you'd like to be in?
I love reality TV, so I'm going to go that route. There used to be a show I loved. I'm a big NXS fan. You probably have no idea who they are, Cian.
No.
You know who they are?
Yeah,
Australian rock band, yeah. So their lead singer died in like 1996 or whatever, and they had a reality show to replace him a couple of years ago, and it was called Rockstar in Excess. And basically they got all these really talented musicians and singers, locked them in a house Big Brother style, and made them perform rock songs every week. And it was fucking deadly, and I would love to be on it, except I can't sing or play an instrument. But like, I would try really hard. Like, it was just great to be on it. Like,
you could be like the manager. You can look after everyone and make sure everyone's okay. Everyone's got a coat on at the right time.
Well, I'd be like when everyone's like kind of wrapping up, just taking the microphone, like just trying to sing, just trying my luck. It's what they get booted off again.
TV show Game of Thrones. Even though they'd hate me because I'm like, what do you think about the theory of Oprah Sally got gay? I'm like, they'd hate me, but I'd love to be there. I'm like, do you wear that jacket all the time, John, do you? I'd say that's really warm. Is that real wolf, is it? That'll be the worst.
Oh God, it is real fur.
Is it?
Well, not obviously not in the show, but like in real life, it would have to be real fur.
In Thrones, Fabe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's really sad.
You'd be the sort of lad that'd go up to Jon Snow and be like, Kit Harington, I really liked your war. It was 5-star war, 5-star battle.
Yo, KH. Movie-wise, I'm a big Tarantino buff, so I'd always said that I'd love to be on it just to study, like, his methodology and stuff like that, see how he talks to directs like those big A-listers that he now gets. But now I'm a bit afraid of it. Like, in the post-Me Too era, Tarantino seems like someone, like, he's already had a near miss with it.
He's a freak.
Yeah. He's got, like, this foot fetish, and he always has to have feet in his movie. Yeah, it's a thing.
And he's kind of harassed some of the actresses about their feet, hasn't he?
Yeah, like, so I wouldn't want that, because, like, I always got the feeling that I love his work, but I get the feeling I'd hate him. Like, so, but I do want to see his methodology, because his movies are that good for me, like, so... It's tough. I don't know. I'd like to be there, but just like ignore him. He's like the annoying boss. That's it. But I'm also there to learn off him, so it's annoying. But it's I don't know. Never meet your hero. So I'll go Game of Thrones and be the annoying guy in that. Clueless Nerd got on and asked, with Avengers Endgame bringing an end to 11 years of storytelling and Game of Thrones ending soon as well, is there any easy way to prepare for the end of something that's been emotionally investing like these two have? How are you preparing for the end of these two?
I've only been deeply, deeply emotionally invested in a TV show once, and that was for Prison Break. But that keeps coming back, so it actually gets easier and easier every time it ends. But I find like constant reruns helps. Yeah. Getting into the world of fan fiction helps.
Really?
Yeah, I love fan fiction.
Oh God!
I still read it sometimes.
What's the last fan fiction thing you can remember reading?
Oh God, what was the last one? No, it wasn't Prison Break. I think it was a House crossover with something else. Might be a House and Scrubs crossover. But some fan fiction's really good. Like, it's like really, really good writing.
They're like, sure, like a lot of stories, like even, well, the only one that comes to mind is 50 Shades. That started as fan fiction for Twilight, but like a lot of stories do end up coming from it, so. Yeah,
and a lot of talented writers, like, probably won't admit the fact that that's where they got better at writing, like writing stories and submitting them. Yeah, so fan fiction helps you live on.
Okay, right. Just quietly judging you over here. But anyway, Pete, I know you're not a big Avengers guy and you're a very casual Game of Thrones fan, as we learned. But like with shows that you follow for years or something like that, when a movie series comes to an end or anything.
I'm the person to ask for this, because I mean, like, why do you think I'm not that invested? The answer is you bury yourself so far down the wrestling rabbit hole that you just don't give a fuck about anything else. It can have negative consequences, because real life is also something you don't really care about that much then. But like, it helps, because, you know, when your show ends and you're like, well, what do I do? With wrestling, it doesn't end. You know what I mean? You're just like, when's the next one? You know what I mean? So, yeah, just do that.
We're learning so much through this. This is one of the answers where, like, we learn a lot about each other. Like,
that's actually such sound logic, though.
It is. It's great.
It's an open narrative. I learned that last year. Open narrative means it doesn't end. Yeah.
There you go. I feel like I've got a really boring answer. I'm just like, these movies are going to keep going. Like, nothing ends these days. I'm going to see Star Wars in December. You know what I mean? Like, Harry Potter hasn't ended. There's Fantastic Beasts. They're making 5 movies. There's going to be more. There's, like, there's a new MCU movie out in July. You know what I mean? I'll have to wait 3 months until the next movie involving one of the characters from Avengers Endgame, who is supposed to be dead. I don't know what the fuck that's all about. Game of Thrones, there's probably going to be a new series next year with the prequels, and like if I don't like the prequels, that like eases me off it. Joey was actually really helpful for me after Friends, because it was awful, so I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore. So I'm like, I'm actually grand, because like you've just left a sour taste in my mouth from Friends. I don't hate Friends because he didn't ruin Friends. This is just a shit TV show unto itself, but I'm actually okay stepping away from all this now. So if the prequels are great, I'm going to follow them and love them. If they're not, I'm going to be okay stepping away and just, I'm like, I'll rewatch Game of Thrones. So we don't have to step away from them, I think, is the lesson that 2019 is teaching us. Stanmore13 got on and asked, with Game of Thrones being back and see the battle of the Ice Queens between Sansa and Daenerys, who would win a fight? No dragons or direwolves, just fists and shade.
Sansa.
Daenerys.
Okay, right.
Sansa's like a Hardy Stark, like they're brought up fighting, like okay, I know Arya took it further, like being a girl fighting, but I'm like, Sansa's definitely just hardier.
Sansa like never went out though. They said that, like they made a point of that. Sansa was always like knitting, unless like she like found knitting needles.
Yeah, maybe she'd stab her. But like she picks up things off people that she crosses paths with.
Right.
So she definitely picked up some sadistic tendencies from Ramsay, you know. She definitely picked up like something from being around Arya. Like, so she picks things up. I think she'd win. Okay,
interesting. The case for Daenerys. I'm going to be the judge here.
She's just tougher. So yeah. If it was Arya, I'd be like, yeah, Arya all day. But no, Sansa's the shit Stark. She's fucked.
Alright, it's just like not like I would have gone with she's literally a dragon. That would have been my first. She's the dragon, like.
There you go then. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Katie's argument as winning there.
I don't see how, honestly.
Also, will we get to see big red babies? Referring, of course, to Tormund and Brienne. Do you think we will get to see the big red babies?
I did not get that reference at all when I read that.
Tormund and Brienne. Tormund is the wildling.
Yeah, but like...
You can't be a god, you got a little pecker.
Oh, him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's cool.
Why is he Italian when you do him?
I do good Game of Thrones impressions, right? All I'm saying.
Tormund, the Italian wilding.
But yeah, Tormund and Brienne, do we think they're gonna...
No, because Brienne and Jamie.
But what I think something's happened to one of them. I don't think we're going to get that.
Really?
I think that's going to be one of those where they are each other's true love and it'll be confirmed and then taken away from us. Tragically. But...
And then Tormund comes in to swoop up the pieces.
Why, hello, Brienne. I'm not Italian. I can be if you want me to be.
No, I don't know. That's a weird question.
You're
My mind didn't go there at all, like with them.
what did you think it was?
Big red baby, I was really trying to figure out. And then I was thinking, is a dragon red? I'm not really sure where this is going.
Keane, do you think we'll see Tormund and Brienne?
Sure.
Kento got on. We've killed off Kento's quiz. He sent us in a quiz this week, which was literally there was questions about his family in there. Or like, Kento, we don't know that. Like, we can't know that. This is one of the scores.
It's like what part of fucking Cork's my family from? It's like Trebalgan? I don't know. I don't know any parts of Cork. Like,
Imagine how creeped out we'd be if we did know all the answers.
Yeah.
Just rattled them off like boom, 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 boom. Done.
We should have done that. Come to send on the answers. And just read them out. I know, but the quiz is gone, so he's just asking normal questions now. He asked, if you were on death row, what would your final meal be?
Your final meal can be anything, can't it?
Yeah.
Mine would be a cake with a small handsaw baked into it, so I could free myself. So I could just saw my way out and leave.
I don't think you get away with that.
No, I don't think I would. I don't think I have the finesse.
I think
at
you
all
just
to
wasted a
escape.
meal. Like,
No, if it was a real meal, pizza's my favourite.
Yeah.
So maybe pizza.
okay, fair enough. Which one though?
I like 4-star, and I'm in the minority with that with a lot of people.
Very much are.
Yeah, and I love their chicken dippers and their wedges
Okay.
and their pizza bread and everything that comes from 4-star. So
I have heard good reports about the sides. People love the sides.
Yeah, the sides are
of course.
delish,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fair enough. All right. I'm also going to go for pizza, actually. I'm torn, though, because my favourite pizza is the Mimo in East Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what is it, Bunga Bunga, I think it is. It's just loads of meat, and it's like Italian cooked. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm torn between that and Domino's, because again, you're talking about the sides and taking that into account. I'm going to want to experience a bit of everything if it's my last meal ever, so it's tough. I'd probably go Domino's on balance, although, like, I haven't been to the Mimo in a good while, and I'm fucking missing it.
If
so.
it's your last meal, you can get the Demimo pizza and the Domino's sides.
Amazing. There we go. Problem solved. Sorted. Keane.
Yeah. All I eat is chicken nuggets and chips, so by the process of elimination, it would have to be chicken nuggets and chips.
But you not push the boat out for your last meal ever.
Oh yeah, I'd have a side of Pringles, obviously. But maybe a yop thrown in. Some hobnobs. And yeah, I don't know, some apple and pear. Robinson's apple and pear. Or is it my waddy? I don't know.
I thought you meant actual fruit there, and I was like, what?
Apparently. When have you ever seen me eat a fruit? No, but the juice is lovely though. Yeah, something like that.
Alright, interesting. That's like death row dinners for under a tenner. It sounds like a shitty BBC Two reality, like, showed us on a 4 a.m. in the day. Bargain, death row dinners. With Keith Lemon. Owen_Davis1 got on and asked, what's the story with Mr. X and Mr. Y being kicked out of a certain kind of shop, dirty shop? We need to know. You'll only know what he's referring to, and I can't unfortunately get further into it if you follow my Twitter and saw a certain tweet that I put up and then had to take down for legal reasons last Tuesday, I think it was. So I can't talk about this.
This is normally the part of the show where we're like, it's grand, we're behind a paywall, but now we're not behind a paywall, so...
If we were behind a paywall, I'll do a separate episode. No. What I can say is that I worked in a certain famous and historical adult store located in the city centre. Although I can't talk about specific incidents for legal reasons, sometimes what can happen is you get people coming into the store and behaving in a way which makes other people feel uncomfortable. So, for example, hypothetically saying they may come in and be like a bit older and a bit uncomfortable around kind of sexual materials and start being like, and also get out a video camera and start recording themselves. In instances like that hypothetical scenario I'm discussing, I would say, can you please leave the store? You're making everyone else feel uncomfortable. And sometimes, I don't know, this is rare, this may only happen once, but like, they might start recording themselves then outside the store, during which case I would not be bound by professionalism, so I could tell them to fuck off. And they would, because of the prominence of my tone. However, unfortunately, I can't tell you the story of what happened here due to legal reasons, so I wish I could have expanded, but unfortunately we cannot, because people get very litigious. Hope that helped you out a bit there, though, Owen.
That was proper careful. That was like fucking, what's that thing, you know, walking across the wire? That little, like...
Tightrope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it literally was a legal tightrope. Chris Jack 85 got on and asked, have you ever seen someone come up with a gimmick that you thought would be better suited to another wrestler?
Oh, right. So, like, I feel kind of bad naming names whenever I'm calling people out because it's an Irish wrestler and, like...
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know. But, like, basically, like, they haven't lost... like, at this stage, they hadn't won a match in ages and hadn't even won a title in even longer. And they still call themselves the Queen of Irish Wrestling.
Didn't see it coming. Somehow, how did I not see that coming? How?
Calling herself the Queen. Ages, like. Oh, fucking hell! Like.
The interesting thing is, I've never actually called myself that. I was in a tag team called the Queens of Wrestling, and then my partner quit wrestling, and I just somehow adopted the title to myself. Never actually set out to name myself that. I just want to point that out. I think it was actually Engo on OTT who started dubbing me that. So, okay.
Ouch, kid.
I'll hand the throne over.
I actually feel kind of bad now.
Katie, you can't get your revenge on this.
I can't.
There was this commentator once
who thought he was commentating, but he was. Shit.
Gimmicks to suit someone else.
It is a hard thing to answer, because most of the gimmicks you see are on the indies, which means they're people I know or I've interacted with them, and Europe is full of great gimmicks, but not necessarily great wrestlers all the time. And that can be frustrating, because I'm just like, if you could just connect the dots slightly, you could be so much bigger. But I really don't want to single anyone out. There is a great gimmick I've seen in one of the countries of a ringmaster and some clowns that he brings to the ring. And it's actually, but he's fairly new to wrestling, so I think he's going to grow into the gimmick, and I think it's going to be really good. But they do like a twisted circus type thing. And I've really enjoyed it the time or two I've seen it, but he's still just not 100% there with it, you know. But he has these massive lads who are weird clowns, and then he's just real. Think Panic at the Disco, you know, the I Write Sins video. That's very much his aesthetic.
Right.
So I am excited to see where it goes. But yeah.
Sounds like a shit Mr. Charlie, if you ask me. I'm
Explain for anyone who doesn't know.
Mr. Charlie's a clown.
He's a murderer.
He may have.
He's not a clown.
He may... What?
He's a kids' TV host.
Oh. What? Oh, yeah. Shit. I didn't even think of that.
You were the commentator for Phoenix. You're supposed to know this.
Phoenix, yeah. I think he wrestled for WrestleSlam.
Right.
You're sitting here in a Phoenix hoodie. You have to call his match probably on Friday.
It's good that we got this out of the way.
Why did I think he was a clown?
He does have very clown-like music.
He's got real like creepy clown vibes.
His music is, he does. He is similar too, but
He probably was a clown in a past life, and now for legal reasons probably can't pursue that any further. I don't know, but well, that's completely thrown me off now, so I don't know what to say.
Gimmicks that suited someone better. I thought I had one there for a second. Because the problem is when you get those kind of elaborate gimmicks, like Katie was saying, you have to commit to it 110%, or it's just less than. It's the problem. Actually, I'm going to pick someone I know, and I don't care about throwing on the bus. No, I won't name names.
If it's me again, I'll cry.
No, it's not. There was a guy who used to play like sexy character, and like he was like I'm trying not to say that. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I think I do.
Yeah. It's who you're thinking of. And he used to try and, like, he was like a ladies' man type. It's not the Ladies Hero Dave Zero.
Oh, right, okay.
I will go to war for the Ladies Hero Dave Zero. No, I won't.
For who?
The Ladies Hero Dave Zero?
Oh, yeah.
But he tried to play that gimmick, and we all tried to explain it to him in the back. I remember the day this gimmick was invented, and we're like, the thing is, you're nerdy, you're not a ladies' man, you're not that guy. And he's like, yeah, but what if I am? And it's like, that's not what wrestling is. It's not where you get to pretend to be someone you can't be in real life. It's, you're a nerd, so be self-aware about this, and it's a really funny gimmick. And then it's just like, I remember, it was Manson just turns around and he goes, just let him fucking do the gimmick the way he wants. Just let him do it. Like, he turns around to me after, and he's like, it's just not going in. There's no point arguing with him, and it's his deal. So I'm like, alright, fair enough. So he went out, and then he ended up like doing the gimmick the way he thought, where he's like a player and he's sexy, and it just ended up being the gimmick we all told him to do. And it's like, oh, he's actually committing to it now, so it's actually working. But it was really cringe. And then I heard once before, I was working in a place, again I won't name names, I was working in a place, and I came up basically that I wrestled, and the manager to her place, she was a good-looking girl, like that I'd been chatting to that night, like we just were put in the same area. She's like, you wrestle? She's like, yeah. She's like, do you know blah, blah, blah? And she says his gimmick name. And I'm like, I know of him. I did know him, I just didn't want to admit it. She's like, yeah, he was here for an interview the other week, and he introduced himself as his gimmick.
Oh, that's deadly.
I was like, no,
amazing.
no.
That's like when you hear a wrestler's chain wrestling in a pub with a few drinks on them, and you're just like, why are you doing it? Like,
That's amazing. No, I'm fully behind that.
He did not get the job. But yeah, no, that's it for me.
I hope his name was super gimmicky, like the Master Destroyer. Something like that.
No, I'll tell you that. Conor O'Began and asked, Vikings were largely known as pillagers and rapists, so a true Viking experience is going to be quite tricky to navigate under a PG tag. What are the gimmicks if taken literally would never have made TV?
I think people got way too angry about this name change. It really didn't bother me either way. Like,
really?
Yeah, and like WWE I was surprised they called them War Raiders in the beginning, because they are so conscious about, like, you know, social issues and all. That's why it's not Raw's War anymore.
Yeah. Like,
it doesn't really bother me. They're still going to have whopper matches. Like, it's in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big a deal. Like, but the only one I could think of for this was Curry Man. Like, but he was fairly literal. He literally came out like on fire, like with flames and curry.
Yeah, but
I don't have
like,
a good answer.
if it was literal curry, he came out dressed as curry. It was literal curry. It's just impractical and dangerous, so it does work.
Yeah.
Keane, thoughts on Viking Experience and your answer to this course?
I thought it was gas. I couldn't stop laughing at that. The Viking Experience. I think that's funny. I don't know.
It's just like, it is. It's like, it's funny for how shit it is. It is a shit name, because it's like, you can tell they just were marched up to Vince, and Vince is like, I need a new tag team. Triple H is like, these are the only tag team we have left on NXT. And then he's like, you're like Vikings. And then it's like, we can't just say the Vikings. And then they're like, Viking Experience. And then it just brings to mind the Viking Splash Tour. We all thought
that's that as well. But it's like, does this mean, cause didn't they used to always say like, war during their matches?
Yeah.
So does that mean they now have to be like, Viking? I hope they try that.
Oh, that's going to be gas, and they're going to sell little foam hats with the Viking horns.
Oh, yeah. This is what I want.
People are going to get irrationally angry.
I never really thought they were that cool, if I'm being honest. Great wrestlers, like, fucking love watching them and all, but I just didn't think, like, I don't mind them being all, like, goofy and shit.
I didn't hate them. Like, I didn't think that, but until I got to NXT, and they started doing the, like, Viking entrances. That was fucking cool. Like, the special entrances in NXT were cool. So then I'm like, I'm into this. And then it's like, the Viking Experience. And I'm like, oh, they.
Have you seen, one of them recently got married to Sarah Logan. Have you seen their wedding video?
No.
They had, as authentic as they could, a Viking wedding.
Oh.
So Tegan Knox shared a video of it on her social media because she was at it, and everyone was in like full Viking costume, but not like over the top cheesy like you'd buy in a fancy dress. They were in like tunics and smocks and like had like the cloth boots and stuff, and they had an actual Viking ceremony from the way they've pieced together in the past. It was really cool. But like obviously Vikings are something that they're really super into, so maybe they're fine with it.
It literally was a Viking Experience. Who knows? Maybe they pitched it. I don't know. It's like, we'll get used to it. We always do with these names. She said it a couple of weeks ago, like with Ali. Like, I had a rant about it, and I'm like, it'll be grand. It will be grand, but it is funny at the same time. Like, the way it makes you think of the Splash Tour. Like, I'd love if there was just a random intern in the back holding a clipboard, and then they just ran by him like the Splash Tour, like, ah! That'd be amazing. Anyway, look, we're kind of forgetting about the question. Gimmicks taken literally that wouldn't be able for TV.
I can't believe Luke Harper got drafted to Buskers. That was mad. See your man? Sorry,
he's just left WWE. Look, he's got to get a job somewhere. Apparently Sheamus worked here, so maybe he got him in. So there you go.
Oh, wait, Gimmicks though wouldn't make it to TV. I only read half this question.
Would never have made TV if it was legit. Because Vikings, it's about raping and pillaging.
Well, Ricochet is the one and only. So if he was the one and only person there, there'd be no one else there.
Did you just come up with that on the fly?
Yeah.
That's amazing. He's not the one and only Ricochet, though.
You think about it even further. Maybe if it was the one and only Ricochet, you'd be no Ricochet, no low blows, no Rick Nash, no...
Is that him, like, fucking, like... Is he throwing shade with that, actually? I never thought of that. Like, I never thought of it, the one and only Ricochet.
Oh, he's real shady.
He was probably thinking of Irish wrestling. As that he was coming up with that.
I think he was. I think that's proof.
Yeah, but like he is proper shady. Like someone will put up a fucking gif of a schoolboy and him and Osprey, but like, seen that before, and you're like, all right. The rest of the move.
I hate the bitchiness. I hate that on Twitter. Osprey even in the same day had an argument about like you stole that move from me, and then later that night had a rant about we shouldn't be talking about who invented moves, guys, and then became the lecturing guy about the thing that he done.
Yeah, because B done Miami Toyota's finisher, and like gas day on Twitter. Loves
hilarious. Neil Sedge got on and asked, after the superstar shake-up dust settles, who would you immediately send back from where they came from? You only get one, and it can't be Benny and Bjorn or whatever they're called now. That's not their fault. To recap, because we didn't get to discuss this because there was no low blows this week, the superstar shake-up going to Raw: The Miz, Andrade, Ricochet, Aleister Black, the Viking Experience, Rey Mysterio, the Usos, Naomi, Zelina Vega, Eric Young, EC3, Cedric Alexander, Lars Sullivan, Lacey Evans, and AJ Styles. All confirmed for Raw. For SmackDown, we had Finn Balor, Ember Moon, Bayley, Kairi Sane, Lars Sullivan, Buddy Murphy, Elias, Roman Reigns, Liv Morgan, so that's put up the Riot Squad, Chad Gable, Apollo Crews, Mickey James, Heavy Machinery, and Nikki Cross. Though apparently they're still making changes, so there may be some added onto that. Who would you send back to where they came from?
EC3 back to Impact.
Yes.
Or Liv Morgan. That's kind of interesting when they're splitting up the Riot Squad, when there's like tag titles and stuff.
See, there is still two. So it'll be Ruby and Sarah.
And I kind of prefer Ruby to Liv. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, EC3 maybe. I don't know.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
the tag titles span the two shows.
Yeah.
So maybe like they can still be like a loose faction, you know, like still mates if they don't do a breakup angle.
It's interesting how they chose to make Liv the singles competitor. I definitely would have picked Ruby, though they would have had to completely kill the Riot Squad if it was just Liv and Sarah.
I wouldn't have put Liv on the same show as Carmella. I still find them really similar.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
Very good point. Maybe they're a tag team. Maybe they're looking at that that way.
And they kind of split up Nikki and Alexa, or were they still doing stuff?
They do and they don't.
Yeah,
I think they've been on and off for like 2 years at this stage.
Yeah. I'd probably send The Miz back because he's just a real SmackDown guy to me, and I always prefer him being like a big fish in a little pond. I just think he always gets a better run on SmackDown.
Yeah, this is true. Roman Reigns as well. Like, I'm kind of like, see, this is the thing. SmackDown gets cool, and they get all these things. So, like, if I had to swap one from each show, I pick Roman Reigns back to Raw because I'm okay. Because I'm like, that's the flagship. That's where WWE do the things they want to do. Whereas I feel like SmackDown is a small pond. So Roman Reigns is just going to take over and dominate it, which could undo all the good work they've done in building them up. Whereas SmackDown tends to be cooler and newer guys who don't get pushed. So I hate, like, they did this in the last brand split where it's like SmackDown became Batista and this and that. And it's like, no, we wanted to see Edge and fucking Chris Jericho and Benoit and Angle get their time to shine. And Andrade back to SmackDown because, like, I just think he's going to get lost in Raw. Like, I think SmackDown had a nice little division with, like, Mysterio, Joe, Andrade. Balor could be a great addition to that. Like, so they had a nice little division there. But having him on Raw, I'm like, who's he going to feud with? What's he going to do?
Andrade went to Raw.
Yeah.
That's weird. Charlotte's still on SmackDown. They've just come out as a couple. That's strange.
I think Joe's going to Raw as well because he's got the US title. And Balor's got the Intercontinental.
Is Balor IC champion?
Yeah,
he is.
That was I thought he lost to Andrade that night, and I was like, oh no way, title switch. And then he didn't hold the title. I was like, is he not getting his title? Or yeah, they didn't announce. I didn't notice them.
Joe isn't in here, but they probably.
It's because apparently he was meant to be on Raw, but he was sick.
Right, they retroactively add him in. Next week.
Also, I just want to say, I'm really happy with that. The whole like superstar shake-up. Buddy Murphy getting called up. Chad Gable of All You Rude getting spit up. Cedric Alexander getting fucking called up as well. I liked it. Yeah,
no, it's fair enough. And I thought, like, finally use the 205 Live guys in the place. People are going to see them as well, especially the top guys. T_Ken2622 said, if you could manage one Irish wrestler, who would it be and why?
I was actually talking about this on Saturday, and I really want to manage CBL. Because, like, I have an Irish mammy spirit, and he just seems like he needs someone who'll make ham sandwiches for him. And, like, so I was like, well, I have some time on my hands. I'll just be your manager. Like, I'll be your manager / mammy. Like,
I could totally see that. Like, that's something that probably will end up happening before sooner or later.
Or, like, I really wanted to, like, manage Amy Alonzi for a while, just because, like, you know, because just like the little underdog, it's like, you know, I'll tell you about that Valkyrie one, that Debbie one. Like, I thought that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and then like as well, like you could do multiple promotions, so you could kind of tick boxes and do different kind of characters and stuff like that. Like, yeah, that'd be awesome. Keane, who would you like to manage?
Unknown. Easily. Like, I didn't have to think twice about it. Like, it's perfect.
I thought about this. This is the one that I thought about a lot this week. Michael Mayo wanted to manage for a while, but he's got Tony now, so he's set. No, like he's set like that, and they work really well together. But Michael Mayo was like, because I was like, managing would be something that I'd be interested in. So I was like, what could I see myself as a manager, and then who could that benefit? So I could see myself as like kind of a Paul Heyman type against like with a like kind of silent type, and I'm just like bigging them up huge, like, you know what I mean, talking shit about everyone else and then bigging them up. So Michael May came to mind straight away. Scotty is a good person to get in with now because he's wrestling all the big names. So like, if you're a manager, you get to work with a lot of people. I remember in Irish Whip we had this little guy called Tim, and like he was never going to be a wrestler, but like we gave him a manager spot and he turned out to be really fucking good at it just because he just had the kind of greasy kind of like slime ball manager look to him, like, and he turned it out and he was good on the mic as well. Like this was all manufactured by him, like, so it was true talent, like, but because of that, he's a trainee who would have never got booked, would have never got used. And to trainees listening, like, this is why you never write off stuff like being a manager or being a ref. Like, if wrestling doesn't look like it's all coming together for you after a while, they are great jobs, because he got to work with the likes of Christopher Daniels, Nigel McGuinness. He got to work with some of the biggest indie names at the time because he was the only manager in the company, so he was automatically put with the champion because the champion needed someone to be a mouthpiece for him. So he got to work with all of these foreign lads coming in, basically the pick of the indie scene. And now he, from not being a very good trainee, has got like some of the coolest wrestling stories like going from his time in wrestling, which is like the best you can hope for if you're like, I'm not going to get to WWE. It's not me. So managing can be great. So Scotty is good from that logic, where he's getting put with a lot of cool lads now. So like, and also he could probably use a mouthpiece. So it's like, there you go. That'd be someone that'd be good to work with. Probably wouldn't happen though. Like, but who else was I thinking? A heel Valkyrie. I love, because I've always loved the idea of, we've seen male managers with women before, but it was James Ellsworth with Carmella, and that's a comedy gimmick. I'd love to see. Do you remember they were talking about Paul Heyman with Ronda Rousey after Brock left? I was like, that's really cool. We've never seen like a guy pumping up a girl, like, but in a serious way. Like, we've always seen it be a girl being a valet for a guy or a manager for a guy. So I think that'd be cool, and I was like, Valkyrie would be the person. But the problem there is that Valkyrie can talk for herself, especially as a heel. Like, she finds her like full personality range as a heel, so like she wouldn't need it. But I'm like, that'd be the kind of person that'd benefit from it if she's just a fucking killer. You know what I mean? And build her up as kind of a Michonne, kind of the bride type person who can kick the shit out of fellas as well. More than Hype, I'd love to work with in some way, but it wouldn't work because, you know, I was thinking about it today, and I'm like, they're like the young cool guys, and it'd be like the old manager, the old band manager hanging out with the boy band, like, I'm one of the guys. So like, it wouldn't work, but I'd love to work with the lads in some way. So yeah, there are some names. Anyway, there we go. Sorry, I don't have the doc in front of me. City are out of the Champions League, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. Mad.
4-3, yeah, that was
out.
They're out.
That must have been what the...
So no quadruple for them. Yeah, nuts. Last but not least, great question from Alan Tarr. He got on and asked, the Irish wrestling scene has been approached by Louis Walsh, who will fund a wrestling venue in Dublin for OTT and any other wrestling promotions that want to have a show. The catch is 5 people have to give up their careers temporarily and start a 5-piece boy band. Who is it? Right, who are we thinking?
Marion Armstrong.
He told you to.
Yes.
He was like, you better put me in that. He should be in it though. Great singer as well.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, I don't know, Gavin Fitz.
Gavin Fitz? Why? He just has the look?
He just has the look, yeah. He has the boy band look.
More than Hype as well. Like, they're the obvious. But then they have to wrestle.
Oh, shit, yeah.
This is the thing, they can't wrestle. That's why when Marion was like, you better put me in this, I'm like, you're not going to be able to wrestle.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, shit.
Yeah. Who'd be good in a boy band? Who's the sneaky good singer, like, in the Fight Factory?
I'm getting flashbacks to Pro Wrestling Ulcers New Year's thing. That was that. It was like more than Hype doing One Direction. All I'm like, oh shit.
One Direction, wrong direction when they were on stage. They're just like, oh, I forgot that video existed. I need to go find it immediately. That was excellent. And they're all wearing jeans and polo shirts.
Check out Katie's Twitter and see if she found her or not.
I want to create a man band.
Okay.
The more mature boy band. Phil Boyd's number one ambition, aside from being a wrestler, was to be in a boy band. We were out recently at one of our... What? He genuinely was.
That'd be deadly.
He genuinely was. He is a karaoke fiend. Obsessed.
What's his lip syncing is fantastic.
Yeah, his karaoke's even better. He does. We were out for a 30th recently, and it was a big wrestling crowd. And his song is "Bat Out of Hell" by Meatloaf.
Right.
And like, I mean, there was a big wrestling crowd from like OTT, from Fight Factory, with some from Phoenix. Like, we had a little bit of everyone there.
Okay.
And then next thing, this small circle starts to form. And like starts to push out, and I'm like, what's going on? I hear "Bad Out of Hell," and I peer into the circle, and Phil's in the centre of it, just absolutely belting out "Bad Out of Hell."
Brilliant. And
it was very epic, so I would put him in it, definitely.
Can Phil, like, sing?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, he can.
Do you have to say that?
No, he actually can, like.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. We have to figure this out at some stage. Like, I'm just going to rig Low Blows karaoke next year and just be like, Phil boy!
I would put Justy in the man band.
Of course.
You've seen them lip sync at Low Blows, like, that's a given. I'm going to put Joe Cabray in there.
Okay.
What?
Okay, where is this going?
It's just like, I'm just putting together like a man band.
Right, okay.
Of people. I'm going to put Engo in there. I know he's not a wrestler, but like...
I could see him getting in there.
I could see him being a deadly singer too.
Yeah.
He's such a
He's got a voice or something, do you know what I mean? He's got
yeah,
like that
silky voice, bit of presence, you know. I could see him take, you know, when they all stand up off the stools, and I could see Engo gliding into the spotlight to do a solo.
I see Joe in this mix looking really resentful.
He's the Shane Lynch of it, you see.
He's the mad lad. Like. I'm too cool for this, lads.
Yeah.
Who's the Mikey? Who's the other guy?
Mikey was my favourite.
But he is the other guy.
Yeah, okay, so we need to find... Oh, this is going to get insulted now, whoever named Mikey. I'm trying to... Who's the other guy in wrestling?
Okay, this is unconnected, right? This is not a Mikey. But
okay, it's not a Mikey.
Be brilliant in this.
I'm going to put Tron in here.
Tron.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, like, he's got, like, that quiet sort of, like, just...
I'm just thinking of the posters. The cheesy album covers are just like,
It's like, and because, like, they're all so involved with promotions, it's kind of like a super group. You know, like when Velvet Revolver got together from, like, bits of Guns N' Roses and Stone Temple Pilots and, like... it's like a super group, a Superman group.
I think Be Cool would be excellent in any man band. I think he would be fantastic. I
think Tucker is the look of a boy band.
Yes, like, if we're talking purely, like, who looks, like, they can mime, they can get, like, good singers in the background, but, like, if we're talking, like, the pretty boys of Irish wrestling.
I don't know if I know if anyone else can sing. Debbie Cartel and Valkyrie can both sing really well.
There you go.
Excellently well, like.
You can throw it in. We can have a boy-girl band. It's 2019. The world is ready.
I don't know who else can sing.
There you go, guys. Irish wrestlers, like, this is going to be the thing on Twitter. Like, this is going to be the thing that everyone gets hot about. And they're all, like, all petitioning for this. Once this comes out, everyone, I'm telling you right now, Irish wrestling will be getting hot about this topic. How'd you forget me? I could sing, posting videos, it's all going to happen. Alexander Dean.
Bull Riley.
Bull Riley?
CT Flexor. I went old school.
Yeah, Jesus.
And Sammy D can sing. Have you ever seen him sing his entrance? Have you ever seen Sammy D sing his entrance?
No.
He did it in PWU. I don't know if it's on the Low Blows network. It might be. He sings.
Oh, I have seen it then.
He sings. Tom Jones. It's not unusual, and he sings his way to the ring and dances. It is amazing. Sammy's a deadly singer.
I did not see that coming.
I'll try to find that video as well.
I'm learning so
He did it on OTT once as well.
He didn't sing it at OTT though.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was him and Be Cool against Martina and Nixon.
I remember
did he
him
not sing
dancing.
it?
No, I don't think.
Oh, he sings it excellently as well.
Amazing. I'm learning so much, guys. All right, Irish wrestling scene. Now have your say. Anyway, guys, anyone else you want to see in a boy band, tweet us in and get questions in. We'll be back next week with more Game of Low Blows. We'll be back in 2 weeks for Last Low Blows. There's going to be a special Talk Nerdy to Me as well coming out next Friday. So stay tuned for all that. Have a good weekend, guys. Enjoy Game of Thrones. We'll be back to break it all down next week. But until then, for Katie Harvey, for Corporate Keane, I've been Rick Nash, and that's the bottom line, because Lobo said so.